What app do you spend most of your time on socially? Facebook, Instagram? What about your clients? Are they spending their time on Instagram, Facebook? What about your content syndication system? You got one? Did you know that one Facebook Live or one Instagram TV video can be syndicated across multiple platforms like instantly? And each full-length video can be chopped up into little infomercials, dripped out everywhere. It can be made into transcripts, have those dropped out into PDF syndication systems. Think about that? All done by your social media manager, all automatically. What about your reputation? People write stuff on the internet. Internet is like the bathroom wall of society, like writing stuff. You know what I mean? And it ain't good. As smart as a stump, and they're writing stuff about you. So they get jealous with your success. It's happened to me. They get jealous with your success because your accomplishments shed light on their shortcomings. I get it. Listen. Think about this. A social media manager with reputation management endorsement. That's what we call it, Dr. Dunn. Reputation management endorsement module. It's an additional month on top of our regular program. And we get about 500 inbound applications for each hiring process. That means people write to me, to my email address, 500 emails just to hire one superstar who has a very strong work ethic and is as loyal as a dog and able to comprehend anything I teach them and perform consistently at their peak level. That's what we look for, and that's what we deliver. And this isn't a first-time deal, baby. I've done this multiple times for multiple clients, and I'm ready to do it for our next dream client. We're going to do a lot to get that individual up and running, customized for your company. If we're going to work together, we torture test this individual in a hire competition and put their work ethic and integrity through the meat grinder. $2 to $3 an hour. $2 to $3 an hour US. Bonuses, raises, promotions, your A-list. We create an A-list on Facebook, which we can do on Facebook. Did you know that we can put an A-list on Facebook? So only your A-list sees those posts. If you got family and friends or close people that you want to share your more personal stuff with, we can create an A-list for you. We can create multiple lists. It's unlimited. And we take a deep dive into your privacy settings, customize all that, train your VA on it. What about your Google ranking? Reputation management has a lot to do with Google, right? It's not only social platforms. We train your VA using a Ty Lopez course that I have a license to. We train them for social media, along with reputation management endorsement, as we call it at Dr. Dunn. And the whole package deal comes with a 1-month hiring vetting process done by me to find someone suited just for your company needs, and they get paid $2 to $3 an hour US. Followed by, once we hire them, you get 2 months of one-on-one and group coaching done by me and my team for you and your VA. Please understand something. I don't hand over my $2 an hour VAs to just anyone, okay? This is a serious business. We live in Vancouver. We have, I have a family, a son. I'm looking for long-term relationships. I don't need people falling flat on their face saying that Darren's stuff doesn't work, okay? And I don't need a lot of clients. I only need a few good men and women. That's it. So if you say no, it ain't gonna hurt my feelings at all, okay? In fact, I'm happy when somebody says no because I just go to the next person on my list. If you knew how to find a $2 an hour virtual assistant, you would have done it already, okay? So don't be like, oh, I'll just handle it on my own. No, because you would have done it. You would have done it. Another hiring applicant, another thing applicable to high-profile experts and gurus who are amateurs at hiring management, most VAs quit after 60 days. Most $2 to $3 VAs quit after 60 days. They tell you a low price just to get the job and they quit after whatever, because you are an amateur hiring manager. You've never done it. And you end up in the graveyard of people that quit when hiring a VA. Why? Because your hotshot big dogs in business don't know jack about creating team culture for $2 an hour talent. And that's what it boils down to. Your ego needs a little grooming to not rub $2 an hour the wrong way. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about how you're going to come across $2 an hour people? You want them to feel good about your success. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about how you're going to do that and accomplish that so they stick with you long term? I mean, I don't have an ego problem with someone that makes much more money than me. I have a problem with a client being upset with my work, which I've never had. And I don't plan on having it. So I have a selection process just to work with dream clients. And I'm telling you that right now, but I don't make a big deal out of it, but I do have a test to see if an individual is going to be coachable. You know, I'm talking about dealing with conflict, dealing with power outages with your VA. How are you going to handle conflict? How are you going to handle power outages when their power goes out? It's not a big deal, but you gotta make sure guilt doesn't get in the way. You know, power. I mean, it's not going to be that big of a deal when you know how to deal with it. Dealing with priority levels for your work, juggling priority levels at the last minute, changing priorities in a seamless fashion, and having your VA understand completely what they got to work on next, using project management software all set up for you by me. I mean, if you don't have the systems in place, you're going to have guilt unnecessarily enter your productivity, and you don't need unnecessary guilt. All right? It ruins your interest rate on your return on investment. All right. That being said, I'm talking about, make sure you handle everything professionally. I do it all for you. Okay, that's the important part. I do it all for you, show you how easy it is to manage it, and when it's done properly, you're going to be very, very happy. You're the boss. You're the leader. And I edify you to a new $2 an hour star who I've built a whole lot of trust with in the hiring process. I transfer that trust to the boss. You won't do it on your own without painful mistakes. Have you thought about that? Once my systems are in place and you graduate my 90-day program and you want a second VA, you can have it for much less. I mean, yeah, the systems are set up. You're set. You've been through the learning curve. Depending on how much work I need to do that second time around, you can get a decent discount to a tremendous discount. All right. I got to make sure they're not going to quit on someone because of silly amateur mistakes. All right. I don't need the bad ratings, so I'm very careful in who I work with. You'll learn how to read automatic weekly management reports. It'll take you 5 minutes a week to view screenshots of your VA, mouse movements per minute, keyboard movements per minute, all the sites your VA visit. Each site that your VA visits will have a rating for each site, high, medium, and low, which spits out a productivity score for each week. Is your VA 73% productive or 93%? You will have an online work environment that looks and feels like big companies, and that's what you want. You want to have big company culture, man. You want to have big company culture, and you want to have policies in place that are easy to follow in case discipline needs to be employed or exercised. And you don't want distractions. You don't want liars for VAs. You don't want VAs working second jobs without you knowing about it. Normally, they are not working a second job. We don't allow on it. They sign off on it. And believe me, you'll know if they pick up a second job. The productivity score will drop like a hot rock. And then your disciplinary action policy kicks in. And you have a rehire guarantee with me for the first few months that you can have ongoing coverage. We can discuss the compliance requirements for that at a later date. But basically, your VA that we're going to put in place for you is going to stick with you long term. We're going to avoid these problems on the upfront because we're going to hire according to character, not credentials. All right? whatever you accept in your vetting and selection process, you need to tolerate after you hire. So you got to make sure that the vetting is done properly. Amateurs don't vet. They forget. We don't want misunderstandings, causing guilt from lack of professional setup. You want to have your systems set up so that your team skilling systems are in place, so you can skill your team if and when it's needed to skill your team. That's what we all want, right? We want our ads and to be, like Facebook paid advertising allows you to skill your ads. YouTube allows you to skill your ads. You have to make sure your team and your offer is scalable too. So yeah, your team has to be scalable, big time. How much does a $10 an hour VA cost? Think about it. I don't do $10 an hour VAs unless you're hiring in America, but which is possible. You can hire in America, but you can get very, very high quality in other key countries, you know what I mean, that have excellent English. And we can talk about that later on a call. But other than that, what would a $10 an hour virtual assistant cost you? Have you thought about that? Figure it out. 3 months, what will it cost you? Take that money and put it into a $2 an hour virtual assistant with my setup fee, and you will be clear and laughing all the way to the bank within 3 months to 6 months, depending on how much you would if you're paying them $5 an hour or $10 an hour normally. Save that money, put it into a $2 an hour virtual assistant, $2 to $3 an hour, have me set it up, and you'll break even within a few months. All right? Does that make sense? Invest on the front end into professional systems, professional vetting, professional onboarding, man. Be edified. I'll edify you. You're gonna be a star. You're gonna be like, they're gonna love their boss, man. That's what it's all about. I got a system for that. I've read hundreds of books in the last 10 years. That's Dr. Dunn, man. I've read enough to have a proverbial PhD. I've figured it out with my wife that I've read enough books to just as many books as a PhD reads. So Dr. Dunn, go figure. You name it. I've read it. And if it has to do with success and self-improvement and management and team culture and online marketing and things of that nature. The entire setup comes with my coaching program. And like I said, you'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Let me give you the glue. Let me give you the glue, the talent, the turnkey team culture, the systems to attract and keep superstar talent long term. They will not want to leave your company once you unlock the culture of loyalty of my special hardworking people, my special hardworking talent that I find and hand that trust over to you. I say, listen, Mr. or Mrs. VA, you can trust this individual, my dream client, and I say to you, you can trust your VA. Trust is transferable, all right? If you haven't read, or if you haven't seen my interview with the Dr. Yoram Solomon, he wrote the book on trust. I read the book of trust, and I interviewed the author. It's on my timeline. Go check it out. Trust is huge, man. It's important. And in a society founded on disrespect, trust, being trustworthy, allows you to have trustworthy employees and pay less for more productivity. All right. You try micromanaging a trustworthy person, your productivity goes down. And we don't want to get into hiring a non-trustworthy person. And I don't want to get involved with a business owner who is not trustworthy. So you don't have to worry if you're not a fan of trust. You don't have to worry about working together with me anyway. So anyway, you're good at one of two things, like really, really damn good at it. I can't touch it. You're an expert at it. You're the guru. But there's a couple things that I'm really good at. This is a coaching program. You can't just hire somebody. Oh, okay. Give me a $2 an hour VA. I'll take care of it. No. You're going to fall flat on your face and you're going to make me look bad. And I can't have that. I don't give my $2 an hour VAs to just anyone. Nobody else does this. Nobody provides targeted one-on-one feedback to their dream clients to give you a system that allows you, and one-on-one feedback live video coaching for your VA. Nobody's doing that. Like world-class coaching. Like, you know what I'm talking about? And so you can keep them long-term. My clients are keeping their VAs over over a year. I got one lady, you know, a VA that I know from 2010. She calls me her mentor. I helped her get her own. I helped sign off for her mortgage. Like serious stuff, man. I give them to humble people who admit. I get like clients. I'm looking for clients who are willing to admit to me, yes, I'm not good at what you do. In fact, I suck at hiring VAs. Please coach me. Give me advice. I mean, you don't have to, I'm not saying you say that to me, but I'm looking for someone who is humble enough to be coached on something that they're just not good at. Because if you're good at that, you'd have done it already. Okay? You'd have done it already. Drop me a comment below with the words PM me for details, whatever, on becoming my next dream client. My name is Darren Chablik, drdone.com, DRDONE. Talk to you soon. We'll talk to you soon about your $2 an hour social media manager with reputation management endorsement, fully hired, fully onboarded for you and with you. Comment the words PM me below for details.